And that's scary to even consider that.
Gotcha.
But I can think of 3 situations right now that yeah, and
Mm.
that's terrifying.
Oh, yeah.
All right. It's 10:32, and you are tuned into Heart Connections with your heart coach, Adelai Brown, on your community station with international inspiration, kinetichifi.com. It's Work It Out Wednesday, and we are working through distractions. And this segment of Heart Talk is brought to you by my new book, Help Save Me from My Broken Heart, Your Journey to Living and Loving Again. And if you're looking at me on YouTube, I'm holding the proof copy right in my hand, and I will be, oh gosh, I'm so excited about this. I will be, I had pushed the publish date to May 21st, which was Monday. But just know that, just expect tomorrow's Thursday, then it's Friday. Just expect to be hearing about the publish date before the end of the week. Putting that out there. So excited about everything that God is doing. You can still pre-order your copy at theheartconnections.com, theheartconnections.com. You can also find out about other wonderful things we have going on with Heart Connections at theheartconnections.com. Let's get into it. Heart Talk is the talk portion of our show. This is where we come to renew our minds and restore our hearts. And I'm thankful. This is the first segment of the show. And I told you today we were going to be talking about distractions. On this Work It Out Wednesday, I feel like many of us are dealing with distractions. There are things going on in our lives with certain people and certain situations that are really hindering us from being able to do what we need to do. And we need to get to a space where we acknowledge these distractions for what they are. The quote of the day, the inspirational quote of the day by Dr. Norman Vincent Peale says, believe in yourself, have faith in your abilities. Without a humble but reasonable confidence in your own powers, you cannot be successful or happy. One of the things I feel we need to understand is that many of us are not happy and are not experiencing life on the level that we need to because we are distracted from our happiness. We have been conditioned and designed to focus on to pay attention to um, trauma or issues or things that may be going on, that may pose danger. And I think that's like a natural, innate thing. Just going back to just us humans with our fight versus flight abilities in our body, just the makeup that we have to be able to adapt to different circumstances and environments. But what I feel many of us are struggling with is the fact that we have situations going on in our lives that we don't necessarily have to deal with. We don't, we're not directly connected to these things, but we willingly assert ourselves in these situations because we feel, well, this is family, or this is my child, or this is my husband, or this is my friend, so I must do this. And it's not that you shouldn't help them, and it's not that you shouldn't be there, but a lot of times it's the way we do it. It's the mode that we take to go about helping, to go about supporting, and that can throw us off. And I'm not just talking about help and support. There are times with our family, friends, in our profession, even in ourselves, in our body, with our health, that situations take place that are not good, but these things are contrary to what we've been believing God for, the dreams that we've had and visions and the goals we've written out. These situations are directly opposite of what we're pursuing in life. And we have to understand them for what they are. They're distractions. And a distraction is defined as a thing that prevents someone from giving full attention to something else. What in your life has been calling for you to give full attention to that you just have not been able to? I talk to so many people. With me bringing out my new book, it's so funny because, and if you want to watch me on YouTube Live, you can go to bit.ly, bit.ly /Heart Connections. And the Heart Connections is the channel, and you can catch me live on YouTube. And I know a lot of people that will say, I can't, with me writing a book, well, I can't write my book because, I have these kids and I'm married and or I work and I'm in school, or I just don't know. I just don't know what I want to ride, or I keep finding mistakes in it. Guess what? All of those are just distractions. Excuses are distractions. Whatever creates the reason for the excuse is a distraction. If you are, let's say you're believing God for something great financially right now, and every time you start to save money or work towards something, something goes wrong. Something breaks, something doesn't work out the way it should, and you find yourself having to spend the money that maybe you were wanting to spend on something else. That's a distraction. Those distractions come to let us know what our heart and our mind are really focused on. And a lot of times in life, we don't realize that. Like, distractions come, right? But a distraction a lot of times is just a manifestation of something that was going on in your spirit from the start. You were distracted in your thoughts. You may have been distracted in your feelings, and therefore now you have a physical distraction going on in your life. Don't beat yourself up. Don't tear yourself down and say, I can never get it together. Every time I'm trying to do something, it's like I take 2 steps forward, I have to take 3 steps back. Listen, those distractions we talked about it earlier this week, to refine us, to help us. But I just want us to first acknowledge the fact that these things are distractions. It's not that you can't get it done. It's not that you can't build that empire. It's not that you can't make that relationship work. It's not that you can't save that money. It's not that you cannot do whatever it is that you're saying you want to do. You just have to acknowledge the fact that you're distracted. And you have to get to a space where you can give your full attention to the things that matter the most. Many of us, due to, and we're going to talk about this more in the next hour of Heart Talk, due to the lack of self-worth, we allow ourselves to be distracted by the lives of others because we convince ourselves that their life and helping them is a lot more important than ours. And it's also being a great servant. And it's also good to be selfless and help people. But you don't have to help people to your detriment. It's a healthy way you can do it. But when those distractions come in, all of these distractions come in our life to tell us something different, to let us know something about ourselves that maybe we did not already know. But we have to, if we're going to work it out, if we're going to allow wisdom to reign in our lives, we're going to have to understand that we have to acknowledge these distractions. Another definition for distraction is extreme agitation of the mind or emotions, a frenzy, hysteria, madness, insanity, mania, perturbation. These are all synonyms of distraction. Here's another one, a diversion or a recreation. See, many of us have habits or recreation, things that we do. It could be shopping, it could be drinking, it could be smoking, it could be eating out, it could be the company you decide to keep. And a lot of times, what we don't realize is these recreations are diversions from us living on purpose and getting the things that we need out of life. And I'm not saying that some of those things were good things. There's nothing wrong with doing those things. But some of us are doing them out of season. Some of us are focused on things in life that in this season we shouldn't be focused on. Therefore, it's a distraction. Now, if we give it time, it's like being focused on going swimming in the wintertime. Why are we focusing on that in the wintertime? This is not the season for that. But if you're so distracted by swimming in the winter, then you're not going to take the time to make sure you have the necessary tools and equipment that you need to stay healthy and warm in the wintertime. And that's what's happening with a lot of us. We're distracted because we're focusing our attention on things that really don't, and people that really don't require our attention right now. So what they said that about you. So what they're not there for you. Yes, it hurts. Go to God about how it hurts, but don't allow that distraction to stop you from walking in your destiny. Don't allow that distraction to stop you from learning about who you are and whose you are and standing strong in that. I was distracted by what I took as others' lack of appreciating my value. So I was so focused, I paid so much attention to the people who were not paying me attention. So I was missing out on the people who were. I was focusing on all of the people who were depriving me till I was missing out on the people who were actually nurturing me. But see, that comes from self worth. That comes from loving yourself. That comes from opening up and understanding that, you know, God is on your side. But you have to open your heart to it. Like you have to open your heart to the fact that I'm not going to be, you know what? I know I've been distracted, but I'm not going to be distracted anymore. I know I'm not going to focus on, everything else. I'm just going to focus on love, and I'm just going to focus on doing what I need to do. And when the distractions come, I'm going to deal with them accordingly or ignore them and keep it moving. But you think about it. What are some of the distractions in your life? What are some of the things that have been holding you back? It's okay to acknowledge it. You don't have to run out and tell everybody about it either. It's between you and God. Just make sure you don't just act like it's not there. All right? You think about it. This has been Heart Talk with your heart coach, Adelai Brown, on your community station, kinetichifi.com. We're living for the love of you. Let's let the Ozzy brothers help us out with that. Come on, y'all. Work it out with us. Work it out Wednesday. High five. We'll be back with more after this.